Are there problems that money can't solve? I mean, we see money as this end-all, be-all, goal and objective. Get as much as you can and everything will be fine, right? Right? I don't think so. In fact, we're going to tell you exactly what we think in this episode of Broke to Awoke.
Wow. In that last episode, we heard the mental fortitude you have to be able to say that in most of your positions, 98% of the time, you are losing at least 1 point.
Yeah.
Like you're like doing bad.
Yeah.
And you still know to hold on and not just freak out and sell, which is crazy. I mean, it's just really, I think, speaks to the wisdom that comes with experience.
Yeah.
And the mental fortitude required to be a full-time stock trader. That's crazy. So very cool. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. Thanks for asking.
You said money will only solve your money problems.
Straight up fact.
What kind of problems can money not solve?
Oh my goodness.
And how do you solve them if not through money?
I mean, this is the number one aspect that both probably you and I coach on, but definitely me for sure, in the sense of people will come to me because they want to make more money.
Yeah.
And I always ask, cool, why?
Yes. First reason.
Like, why? And they generally, as you know, have a hard time coming with the answer. They don't really know why. And a lot of times it's like, because I want to spend more time with my family. And since I coach a lot of dudes, right? It's like, I want to spend more time with my wife and kids. I'm like, cool. That's free. So why do you want to make more money?
Yeah.
Right? And they're like, well, I want to travel the world with them.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, yeah, that's going to cost a little bit of money. But it's like, have you traveled to your
picnic in your backyard? Yeah, start there.
Come on, right? It's like, can you do that now?
Yeah.
So ultimately, the big thing is, and then the probably the biggest problem that I'm truly aware of at this exact moment that money cannot solve is relationship problems.
Oh.
Right? So if you're a man or a woman and you got your spouse in your life and there's resentment and anger and frustration and turmoil and tenacity built up in that relationship, money ain't going to solve that one. I mean, you can throw money at it. You can try. You can buy her some nice shoes and you can buy her nice dresses. You can buy her the handbags. You can take her out. Like, that'll soften it for a couple of days, maybe. But what did you say like yesterday? Women don't forget.
Oh, we don't forget.
It's there.
No, I said you guys can be just idiots and punch each other in the face and like be goofing off, throwing your arm around each other. Okay, bro. Like 10 minutes later, you punch us in the face. We will not forget.
Yeah.
We'll turn it into a real.
Oh no, we're going to forget like within 24 hours.
Yeah. it's not festering.
Dudes can almost kill each other and 20 hours later be perfectly
It's
fine.
unbelievable.
Never bring it up ever again.
Really?
What? It's weird. Super strange. Yeah. But this is a big one. I want to hear your take on it. I don't think you can solve relationship problems with money. So that would be one answer. Do you have another one?
Things you cannot solve with money.
Yeah.
You cannot always solve your health problems.
Not always.
That's a long-term investment.
Yeah.
Not normally a quick fix that you can just throw a bunch of cash at. Not normally something that can be fixed.
No, I would agree with that. I mean, because to your point, like there's some, like if you have money, maybe you go buy medicine or something, right? But it's not going to solve necessarily right then and there.
Yeah, a lifetime of bad choices is not going to be solved overnight.
No.
With money. Or
Definitely
potentially ever.
Right. So you got to start being aware of that. The health, I think, is a big one. Spirituality.
Yeah, I don't think those two connect at all. Money and spirituality. No,
to the sense of like, if you and big guns upstairs don't get along, like, you know, most of my 20s.
Didn't. Yeah. You didn't.
I mean, I made millions and millions of dollars a bunch of times in my 20s and still kind of hated God and didn't really have a close relationship and wasn't aware of spirituality. Didn't want to go into that water. Didn't even want to tiptoe into that beach because.
So interesting.
Yeah, I just didn't feel like I was loved.
You guys want to hear a fun fact?
Yeah. Hit me.
I think they do.
Everyone wants to hear a fun fact.
Today, we were going to surprise you guys. And we were going to go get tattoos live on Broke to Awoke together. And
we were actually going
we
to
had
do
an
that.
appointment.
We paid the deposit.
Yes, he paid the
$100.
deposit. I love having rich friends. I just love spending your money. It's my favorite thing. Anyway, we had tattoo appointments together and we're going to film it as part of this. And the tattoo of his choice was God's grace. So this is really a miracle that's taken place in your life to want that tattoo. And you only have like, how many tattoos?
3. I only have 3 right now.
You only have 3 little tiny ones.
Teeny tiny.
So tiny.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to get God's grace on his neck. This big. God's grace. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And again, we ran out of time, but this is a big deal.
It is.
Transformations.
Thank you. I mean, I love that you use the word miracle because that's my word of the year.
Really?
Yep. My word of the year is miracle. Fun. Because I wanted to just start stepping more and more and more into that, the surrender place, the flow state, the acceptance, the communication, which is a two-way street, right? I say something and God says something back to me. Like I can actually hear that or feel that or understand that or even interpret that. I think to me is a big deal. And yeah, to my wife, who didn't know I was going to get a tattoo, love you. There's going to be a big neck forehead. It's actually going to wrap around like a snake.
Yeah.
Snake.
Snake of God's grace.
Yeah. And shout out to my boy, Rob Wallace, who's got God's grace tattooed on his chest. I actually texted him. I was like, hey man, where should I get this tattoo? And he said, dude, same as me. I was like, bro, I'm not quite cool enough. I got like this melanin problem.
Oh, I know.
Like, I can't have a big chest. Like I don't even have a chest, bro. Like I just have arms and hair.
A lot of hair.
Too much, really. So I was going to do that, and I still might, realistically. But the thing is, I have repaired that relationship because I have to do that work, right? Like God cares about me always and forever and infinite. Mm-hmm. So it has nothing to do with God. It's everything to do with me and my perception and my belief and my thoughts and my interaction. And so to that point, yeah, I do not think that money can solve that problem. That's going to have to do some digging.
Some digging. That's good. That's a good one.
Do you think money can buy happiness?
Ooh, I think money can sponsor some happiness. Oh. Money can absolutely sponsor some happiness. Mm-hmm. Do I think, no, happiness is an inside job.
Yeah.
And one of the most eye-opening things for me was going on these mission trips as teenagers or as a teenager, and then through my 20s, and then obviously now, and meeting kids that live in the dump and have made the most creative little toys out of trash. They're like trying to pull their little truck behind them with their little like toilet paper wheels and toilet paper roll wheels. And they're just giggling and laughing with their whole heart, playing and just operating from a totally different place of joy than I think I ever have. And so that really showed me it's not money that can buy your happiness. Obviously, I do live to help end suffering globally. I think it's a big part of my purpose. But I do believe happiness is an inside job, and it starts with finding the good, finding the gratitude, seeing what you do have versus focusing on lack and I don't know, all the other negative things that you can be focused on. So gratitude is the gateway to abundance. Gratitude is a gateway to happiness. Gratitude is a gateway to all things of receiving more. And so, no, I do not think money can buy it, but I definitely think it can sponsor some incredibly joyous moments. I think it can help fuel your purpose, and I think it can help you experience some really incredible memories with people that you love, and do life at a different level.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
It's a valid take. No, for sure. I mean, I agree to aspects of that in the sense that I love the word sponsorship. That was so fun. I believe that you can buy happiness with money, but it's a lot cheaper to just make it, right? Make happiness. Like happiness is synthesized. It's like if you know where to shop, you can buy happiness. When I'm on that C-Bob,
that that's why I said it sponsors it.
Yeah,
but
like,
you can still be whining about
You could.
The water is too perfectly clear.
I can see too
The
much.
water is too warm.
I can see the bottom.
I've got a wedgie. Like you could find something to be negative. It's hard on the C-bomb, but
it's really tough on the C-bomb.
Yeah, I mean it's the giggle machine. But
The giggle.
I'll never forget. I'm at the top of the island in the dream room, showing it to some guest, and like telling a very serious story, and I just hear. And I was like, what the? And I look out, and like so far out in the ocean, I say, you and Rob just bouncing up and down like dolphins on the sea bobs, just giggling.
A big old black and
for
a big old
like
white
an
dolphin.
hour.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? You guys did not stop giggling.
We had
really
a
fun.
blast.
There's some really cool experiences you can buy with money.
Yeah.
But you can be unhappy at those experiences. I have witnessed it. I've been with people and I've been like, you are an amazingly odd creature that you could dare be unhappy with so many things going right in your life. But again, it's an inside job.
It is. That I agree with 100%. And I'll actually tell you a fun story. I'm relatively sure I've told this before, but I'm going to say it again. So this is April of 2020. And I'm taking this class that butterflies and rainbows.
Oh, yeah.
It's all
Is this the
feminine.
beginning of your butterfly rainbow journey?
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's just so, it's so feminine, and it's, there's flowers everywhere. And so I'm on a webinar, and there's a bunch of women.
Oh, is this a dreams course? Yes.
There's a bunch of women and me.
Yes.
And class 1, question 1, day 1, like one of the questions of this course is, what is your meaning of life? Right? Life is.
Mm-hmm.
And I know your answer, and it's a good answer. I want to see if it's changed recently, but life is. And so the instructor is asking all these women, and they're saying these answers. And I'm like, I can't wait for her to call on me so that I can show these women what's up, I gotta lay it down.
You had a crush on the instructor.
Gotta tell them. She was hot. And she gets to me and she goes, all right, Jerremy, so do you believe in miracles? And what's the meaning of life? I was like, I don't believe in miracles. I believe in hard work. First of all.
Secondly.
And secondly, the meaning of life is it's all about the pursuit of happiness.
Ooh.
And this instructor, she looks me dead into my soul. She says, are you tired of pursuing? Are you ready to just be happy? And I was like, yeah.
Drops the mic, walks away.
Walked away. And I was like, I'm going to marry that woman. So that obviously ended up becoming my wife, right? That was Philana's dreams course.
Yeah.
And she still asks those same questions.
Yeah.
And she always brings my example up, like, listen to this egomaniac who thought he was so smart and just got reamed. But I really, at that point in my life, because I also had broken up with a girl that you never met. Her name was Ashley. And she was super, super sweet, amazing, super kind soul. And it just wasn't my dream woman. And I knew it wasn't going to work. So I ended it. And one of the things she said to me, and it's fair, but as you know, we're breaking up. So she's kind of upset. So she says, you're never going to be happy. You always are pursuing. You're always trying for more and more and more. Like you never can be content. And I was like, dang, because she was right. Right? I was like, oh, you got me. Because like, that's true. I never felt like I'd be truly satisfied. Like I would really, really be happy in a relationship, especially. I'd always want other women. I'd always crave or something like that, right? And that stung for a bit. But she nailed it. And then when Svet pieced that together, keeping in mind, by the way, and I think everyone at some point should work with my wife, one of the greatest coaches on earth. She's absolutely remarkable. But I had, up to that point, probably worked with 100 coaches. And I had given that answer before. No one ever called me out. Not a single soul. They had never been able to say like, why aren't you happy then? Yeah. Why aren't you happy? And for me to really finally realize, I was like, the reason I wasn't happy now is because I didn't have a definition for it. And I didn't really know what it would look like. And I hadn't spent the time to get extremely clear on what was happiness and just redefine it for me and start living it as much as humanly possible now.
If you don't define it, you don't even know if you're going to hit it. You don't even know if you're on track.
And I know it sounds obvious to everyone else listening.
Of course.
They got that. They got it. But yeah, just defining most of your words to know what it is. So when people, and this whole conversation is stemming from when people say, I just want to spend more time with my kids.
Right.
Go do that then, homie.
We just start now.
Like starting tomorrow. Like it doesn't cost anything. Really be with them. Turn your brain off. Stop thinking about your emails and Instagram and hang out with your kids. Now, hang out with your wife. You know that she resents you a little bit over some reason. Start healing that now. Have a conversation with her. Talk to her. Schedule it. Right? Put in the time, put in the energy, put in the work because money's not going to solve that problem.
Ask her how you can heal that wound.
Hold on. Are you telling me I can just ask her?
Yeah.
And she'll probably tell me?
She'll probably give you a written plan that you can execute step by step on what you can do.
And men, strap in. We've already talked about this. This might hurt your little fragile egos because, hey, I have a fragile ego too, right? I'm a dude. And it can hurt it. But ask, because if you start asking, hey, what can I do to heal this? Like, I messed up. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
She'll probably tell you. And all you have to do is just act on, follow that plan.
If not, she'll give her some time and ask her for the plan and say, you're going to do all those things.
Yeah. And just go do it.
Yeah, it'll work.
Now, if it doesn't work, it's probably because you don't follow the plan.
Yeah.
And in the last episode, we talked about not following plans in stocks.
Mm-hmm.
What about if in the next episode, I talk about not following plans in real estate and what mistakes people make if they do that?
That sounds like a great episode. We'll see you there. Want to meet us in person? Myself and Jay Money Newsome host the Abundance Summit every single year at the Ariel BVI, most inspiring place on the planet. And at this retreat, you are going to learn how to get really clear on the long-term vision of your life and how to break through whatever barriers are blocking you from stepping into the abundance that's going to help you achieve this beautiful life of impact and of purpose and of health, of wealth, and of incredible relationships that you are called to live in. We will see you at the Abundance Summit next year. Sign up quickly. These always get sold out. Go to broketoawoke.com and grab your seat today.